Part 2. The Ranger Who Knew Our Names. Close the door, the ranger said, and it wasn't a suggestion. His name tag read C-O-L-E, but someone had scratched lines through it until the letters bled. Lena didn't move. My hand found the doorframe behind me because I suddenly wasn't sure which way kept the night out. Cole raised the radio. 13 checked in, he said to no one, and the radio answered in two voices. The low one was calm enough to sign paperwork. The high one trembled like a blade. Together, they made a sound a human throat shouldn't. "We need help," I said. "My brother, something took him." Cole's mouth flattened. "No, you brought it." He spread a map of the park on the desk. Campsites, numbered circles, trails like veins, a lake like a dark pupil. "Used to be 31 sites," he said. "They shut the back loop after the storms. But people keep cutting the tape. People keep thinking rules are for other people." He tapped site 13 with a dirty fingernail. "There's a reason these numbers are missing." He looked up. For a second, I saw it. Two pupils sliding in the same eyeball like fish in a jar. When he blinked, they stacked neatly again. "You know the story," he said. "Everyone does. But you don't know it. The thing out there isn't a ghost. Ghosts go away if you're rude. This one is a habit the woods learned. Two mouths. One argument that never ends." He opened a drawer. Inside lay a row of knives with numbers etched into the blades, and a coil of nylon rope turned dark with old rain. "You want him back, you'll have to go where it eats." Lena swallowed. "Where is that?" "Where the paths double." He pushed the map toward us. Someone had drawn a second network of trails over the first in a sick, careful hand. The lines almost matched, but not quite. Walk the wrong map long enough, and you end up in the other campground. The other. The one it keeps. He nodded toward the bulletin board. "Where they go when the flyers curl." Cole didn't flinch. "It won't come in while I'm awake," he said. "It remembers me." "I thought you were a ranger," I said. "What are you?" He gave me the tired smile of a man who's been at work too long to be a man anymore. "Someone who lasted." He slid the knives toward us. "You won't kill it, but you might make it choose which head to save." We left with blades and a rope, and his map of doubled paths. The night met us like a mouth. The station light died behind us, and the forest turned the road into nothing. We followed the reflector posts, counting under our breath to pretend we were brave. Lena whispered. "He knew our site number." "I wrote it when we checked in," I lied. A song came from the pines then. Soft, off-key, like a mother humming through a mouthful of glass. The low voice carried the melody. The high one harmonized too close to the note, a cut in the air. We stepped off the road onto the trail that wasn't a trail. It looked like a deer path until you noticed it never lost its width, never hesitated, never decided to stop being a path. We walked until the cold slid under our clothes and my breath smoked and the stars went out like a hand had moved over them. The other campground waited. It looked like ours, poles and rings and numbered stones, but everything was wrong by an inch. The tents had been there so long the fabric had grown a grey fur. A kettle sat on a grate, full to the brim with rain that hadn't rippled in years. On the nearest picnic table, a ring of bone tokens lay face down like playing cards. I turned one over. It was carved with half a face, just an eye and half a mouth. "Don't," Lena said, too late. The world exhaled. From the trees something stepped. It was tall and famine-thin, and pale as breath in winter. The first head was patient, the second wore a grin too wide to be a grin. Both watched us the way a storm watches a valley. It spoke in two voices. The low one said, "You came anyway." The high one said, "She brought a knife this time." Both said, "We remember you." "I want my brother," I said, though my teeth felt like other people's. "We already have part of him," the low voice said. "The lungs are loud," the high voice said, delighted. "Do you want to hear?" It turned and beckoned with a single, slow finger. We followed, because what else do you do when hunger invites you to dinner? The trail dipped, the ground gave, the leaves slid away like wet pages, and the two-mouthed thing stepped sideways out of the world and took us with it. We fell into a pit lined with ribs the size of canoe hulls. The air tasted like pennies and old fire. At the center, a tent made of stitched canvas breathed in and out without wind. Something inside it laughed in my brother's voice.